Good morning, everyone. Happy holiday. It's Friday, July 3rd, and it is officially a holiday in our country, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But it's Erev Shabbos, Parshas Chukas Balak. I know we haven't seen one another like this in a while. I actually didn't have too many sponsors this week, but God willing, next week I have a few. So if you'd like to sponsor in honor of, in memory of, just because it's Tuesday, please by all means let us know. It's a great way to support your shul during this time, and a great way for us to keep in touch. And please also remember to contribute to the virtual campaign, as we have our largest fundraiser for the shul taking place right now, as we will be honoring Barbara and Andy Hutter, who have given so many years of their life in service to our shul, and also in recognition of the 10 years of service for Yoni Glatt as he is moving on to the next chapter of his life, wishing him lots of luck. So again, the ads are out, the blanks are out, the journal is live, so please contribute handsomely to our campaign. Let's continue to daven for Refuah Shalema. Again, even though we haven't had the videos every day this week, but the davening continues, and I want all the families to know that we always have you in mind, both in our personal tefillas and also in our public tefillas when we make Mishnah Berachos, when we read the Torah, etc. So for Mordechai ben Elka, Rabbi Zev ben Rickel, Noah Alice Balilach Esther, Gittel Basara, Rezel Basara, and all those around who need a Refuah Shalema, please continue to daven for them, and may they all get well speedily and soon. Our sponsor for the video today is actually in honor of someone. If you remember a few months ago, back when we were in shul for real, which, we're in shul, by the way, please remember to sign up for the minyanim, and it's going smoothly, and we're on Shabbos, we are inside, and it's working well as well, and we're starting to really think seriously about Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, what that's going to look like, and trust me, you will all be well informed, and we will come up with a viable solution given the circumstances that we will find ourselves in. But if you remember, a few months ago, we had a guest from Harvard Business School named Michael Reidler. And Michael Reidler, he founded and he runs a program in Israel called Kol HaNa'arim. Kol HaNa'arim is a program where there are thousands of kids in Israel who come from broken homes, they live in group homes, and when summer comes and school is out, they really don't have much to do, and to keep them from perhaps getting into trouble or from being otherwise unoccupied. So Michael organized, again, it's over several years already, hundreds and hundreds of volunteers, teenagers from United States and other places, to go to Israel and volunteer and run programming for these children ranging all ages, from the youngest all the way through their teens. Now, this is something that's very personal to me and to my family, because this summer, two of our daughters were supposed to be in Israel. They're supposed to have left this week, much like the other ones were supposed to have left for camp. But as we all know, that's not happening for us. They're all home. Oh my gosh. But I digress. Two of our daughters were supposed to go to Israel. And you can imagine the disappointment, not only for our daughters that they can't go to Israel this summer, but also for all those children whose programming that they look forward to the whole year. This would have been, my oldest daughter would have been her third year, and this year she would have been what's called a coordinator, where she would be running actually running the volunteers in a supervisory role. And I could tell you that I've seen this firsthand, how these teenagers in the United States have changed the lives of the children in Israel and given them meaning and things to look forward to and structure and love and stability, something that they don't necessarily have in their lives, something that we may take for granted. So this week they're having a virtual concert. You'll see the links below in the email, and there's a video. If you want to make a small donation, it would be greatly appreciated, but I think that you should just watch it to get an idea of what this program is all about, and how even from our youngest stages of volunteers, our teenagers can really make a difference in someone's life. So again, this is in honor of Kol HaNa'arim, and again, very sad that the programming as we know it couldn't happen this summer, obviously because of what's going on in the world. God willing, in the future, we'll get back to where it was, but not only that, will be even better. So the Dvar Torah today that I wanted to share before Shabbos, since today is July 3rd, and today is a national holiday observed because when July 4th falls on a Shabbos, so there's a halacha in the Gemara that says that July 4th can't be observed on a Shabbos, so it gets pushed off to the day before. Not to the market day like we're learning in the Gemara Megillah, but it gets pushed off to the day before. It could be observed on a Friday, no problem. So, July 4th. There's a lot going on in our country today that makes people upset. I get that. I do. I can only tell you where I come from. I don't tell other people what to think. And I try to use the Torah as a guide for the way that we live our lives every single day. And I will refer back to a Mishnah in Pirkei Avos in the 3rd chapter from Rav Chanina Sgan HaKohanim. Rav Chanina Sgan HaKohanim Omer Have Mispalel B'Shlomo Shel Malchus She'ilmali Mora Yishes Re'eo Chaim B'La'o. Rav Chanina, who was a deputy Kohen Gadol, used to say, we should always pray for the welfare of the government. Because if people don't fear it, a person would swallow his fellow alive. Simply saying that we need to have some sort of organization or else there's going to be chaos. By the way, this explains why we, every single Shabbos, we make a big deal out of the prayer for the government, for the armed forces. We say it before we say the prayer for the government of Israel, because you know what? We are citizens of the United States of America, and it behooves us to give proper recognition and thanks for our ability to freely practice our religion here in this country. Let me share with you Rabbi Wein's commentary, and then perhaps some of my own. In its long history of exile and dispersion, the Jewish people often faced a major dilemma regarding its loyalty to the government of its host country. In the vast majority of times and countries, Jews followed the edict of the prophet Jeremiah to pray for the welfare of the country where they dwelt. In fact, they did more than that. Jews were patriots wherever they lived. They helped develop the country's economy, social structure, and well-being. Even in societies that shunned and discriminated against them, Jews remained overwhelmingly loyal to the government that ruled them. Russian Jews tended to side with the Tsar against Napoleon, though Napoleon apparently held out the hope and promise of a better future for them and their descendants. However, as the oppressive anti-Semitism of the 19th and 20th century Russia increasingly progressed, the Jewish position became more ambivalent. The openly anti-Jewish government of the Tsars, with its officially inspired pogroms and anti-Jewish laws, hardly inspired enthusiasm or support among the Jews of Russia and Poland. These cruelties turned a minority of young Jews into hardened revolutionaries determined to bring down the Tsar and his evil autocracy. German Jews, the most loyal and staunch patriots of the 19th and early 20th centuries, were thrown into despair and confusion by Hitler's rise to power. How could one in good conscience pray for the welfare of the Nazi government, or for Stalin's murderous regime? There was no escape from such Hobbesian choices. Even then, Jews feared anarchy more than they did discrimination and insult. As Rav Chanina pointed out, the main task of government is to prevent chaos and anarchy. Being a minority and a defenseless one at that, Jews knew that they would always be victimized in times of anarchy, violent revolution, and weak government. Throughout history, those countries that have dealt fairly with Jews have been rewarded with a talented, loyal, and creative community whose contributions to the general society have never been insignificant. I think that certainly applies to us today. Yes, there's anti-Semitism in this country, and at the same time, we have complete freedom to flourish. I can walk in the street with a kippah without issue. Maybe that will change, I don't know. But our government, our country, allows us this religious freedom. Now, maybe I come from a different place. My parents both served in the military proudly, and I'm proud that my parents served in the military for this country. And with everything that's going on now, and people who are upset with what's going on in our country, there's this movement to sort of undo everything that ever happened, or pretend like it never happened. That's not a Jewish approach. Every single year, we sit down at the Seder, and we talk about our own Jewish history. And in our own Jewish history, we start off, Maschilin b'genusim b'sayim l'shavach. We start off, we talk about how awful we were. We talk about the bad parts, the low points of our history, and we build up into our successes. Mitchila ovdei avodah zarah hayu. We say that at the beginning, we were idol worshippers. We don't get rid of it. We don't whitewash it. We say, yeah, we did bad things. We didn't follow what we were supposed to do. We were evil against society. But we were able to surpass that. We were able to overcome that and become the people that we are. And that should be our approach. When things are wrong, we find ways to improve them. We take our existing conditions, and let's find a way to make them work better. I can remember from the earliest of my childhood when I grew up during a period where my parents were not fans of the administration. And it was known. But they never said, get rid of it. They never said, this is bad. They never said, I'm not going to do this. They said, this is our country. This is our government. We have to support it. On this July 4th weekend, let's take a moment and let's be thankful for America. Let's be appreciative for the voice that we have in the United States of America. Let's never ever take for granted the freedom that we have in the United States of America. Because the second that we lose sight of those basic, axiomatic rules and standards that we have in our country, then chaos and anarchy will ensue. And unfortunately, we've seen quite a bit of that. So as Jews, as Torah-observant Jews, it behooves us to pray for the welfare of our country. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless the Jewish people in the United States of America. May God bless the entire nation. And let us hope that we can find a way to come to better solutions, making our country improve and better, but in ways that are not through chaos and anarchy, but in ways that are sane and rational and hopefully meaningful for everyone involved. Everyone has a say, but there has to be a way that we can get to a point where we can listen to one another. So I wish you all a very happy holiday weekend. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. I hope you have a peaceful, restful Shabbos, and I look forward to seeing you all in Shul very soon.